Hey everyone, I'm here at the Strawbale ADU project and we are finally making progress. We had so much rain, we just couldn't move forward. So we decided to do things a little bit out of order, and before the foundation is finished, we are actually framing the house. Ta-da! So in order to be able to move forward and finish the foundation, it was just, we were getting so much rain. We just couldn't get the ground to dry out so that we could get in here and do what we needed to finish. So I talked with my foundation guy and we decided, all right, we're just gonna build the exterior walls and we're gonna put a roof on this thing so that we can get it to start to dry out, so that we can start to move forward. So that's not normally how I would do it. I would like the foundation to be finished first, but we decided to build it, and that was a lot of fun, and it's exciting to see the walls up. And then the foundation guy is actually going to come in, drive his machine in through an opening that we left in the wall, and try to do all of the work on the foundation now that the house has been sort of dried in. I'm going to show you how we framed up this house to receive our straw bales. When I'm framing a house for a straw bale and I'm going to be using sheathing and siding on the outside, I use plywood rather than OSB, which is what you tend to see on the outside of walls for conventional building. And the reason why is because in the straw bale code, they require a certain number of perms, or they require the wall to be permeable at a certain rate for the straw bale so that moisture and vapor can move through the wall given the various seasons and humidity levels inside versus outside. OSB tends to have a really low permeability rating and plywood is much higher. It's around 10 perms and OSB I think is less than 5, and the requirement for straw bale is at least 5 perms. So better permeability rating is better for the straw bale. And then on top of this, we will put a vapor open Housewrap. And that also allows vapor to move freely through the wall, so that the straw bales and the wood and everything else can dry out as moisture moves through the wall through the various seasons. So everywhere that straw bales are going to go, we have a 2x4 wall. So this wall is just sort of conventional construction technique, except that the studs are 2 foot on center. So we've got a 2x4 wall, 2 foot on center studs, and we try to do what's called advanced framing techniques to use less wood than most conventional framers might use. So our headers are spec'd out to the minimum that they need to carry the load, instead of just throwing 2x12s up above the windows without, thinking about it or thinking about the size of the window or the load that they are carrying. So these have 2x8s here, but most of our windows have 2x4 headers where they're not carrying a lot of load. And so on these 2x4 walls, this is over the grade beam here, that wider 18-inch part of the slab. We are going to come back in and add pressure treated 2x4s here. That's called the toe ups for the straw bale. And then our straws will sit on top of this and actually push up against this plywood. And then they'll be exposed on the inside for plastering later. And on our north wall, this is the wall that we're not going to use straw bale for. We did a double stud wall. It's still 2x4 studs, 2 foot on center. but the studs are staggered the inside to the outside, so it creates this gap between the studs. Basically, this allows for the 7¼ inches of insulation that we will get, but we've eliminated any thermal bridging, which means that there is no wood touching the outside that is coming straight through and touching the inside. So there's no transfer of cold from the outside to the inside through that stud. So this will get a blown-in insulation, or maybe something really cool, some sort of alternative new insulation like Hempwool or Timberfill. There's all sorts of cool products out there that I'm hoping that we get to use on this wall. But for now, we have our framing up. I'm very excited about that. We have a roof on to keep our ground dry. The ground is starting to dry out, and hopefully our foundation guy can come in next week and start to finish up the inside, put down the vapor barrier and the gravel, and then we can move forward from there. So thanks for joining me.